What's up, everybody? You know, a lot of guys out here are humbly lost. Um, in today's video, we're going to be talking about modern people. We're going to be talking about history. We're going to be talking about current times. We're going to be talking about modern men and modern women. So if you guys are up for that today, make sure you guys thumbs up the video, subscribe, you know, because guys, as we look at it, this is 2025. We're heading on to 2026. And what we've noticed is that there's a influx of content, videos that's being promoted throughout some of the major social media platforms and throughout the internet. You know, so what I notice is that a lot of people um don't really put their all into being creative for themselves, you know, and they end up procrastinating and wasting a lot of time um, watching content that doesn't um, help them get nowhere and stuff like that. Just entertainment all the time. But guys, what I can tell you is that we came from somewhere and we're supposed to be going somewhere. Whether people want to understand that or not, you know, a lot of people today don't understand that they have the possibility to be uniquely themselves and do something great while uniquely being themselves. You know, everybody's caught up in what everybody else doing. We live in a time period where entertainment is everywhere. Things, when I say entertainment, we're talking about things that take you away from your purpose. Like binge watching TV shows or constantly scrolling through social media, which is not, there's nothing wrong with that. This is the life we live in. But if it comes to the point where you're not doing what you have to do, then that becomes a problem. Because like I said, guys, we came from somewhere and we're supposed to be going somewhere. But there's a lot of us out here who are stuck going in circles and not really getting that snowball moving, the snowball effect. You just sitting around hoping and wishing and praying that wealth comes your way, that new Mercedes Benz is gifted to you, you know, or you're wishing that they don't cut the food stamps off, you know. And guys, we're gonna get deep on this live, guys. We're gonna get deep in this live. We're gonna compare history. We're gonna compare history to the current present, and then we're gonna talk about the future. So if you guys are interested, you guys like historical facts, hit thumbs up the video. Um, Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Uh, Cars Man said you have a question. This is a Q&A. What's your question? Because guys, I don't know if a lot of us really see the potential that we have. He said, "Whose uncle is this, yo? Not yours, because you wouldn't come on the live and just talk like that. So I know I ain't your uncle. What kind of money moves do you have in mind?" Today this is a Q&A. Callie Richard said, "Hi, what's up? What's up?" Like three easy ideas. If you want to go outside the topic, because right now, guys, we have a topic. We're talking about history, the present modern people, modern men, modern women, and we're talking about history, the ancient people, you know, older people, the old wise people of the earth of yesteryears. We're gonna compare them to guys today. How high are the bills? Are the bills? You know, you see, guys. A lot of guys try to keep you away from the truth. Thanks to Maverick O'Brien. Thanks for subbing. A lot of guys don't want to understand that we're living in the matrix. The stuttering, I can't. Well, you want to know something? How about that? Now you're blocked from the channel. What is the topic breakdown? So we're gonna get into that, guys. We're gonna get in there. You guys are moving way too fast. The show just started. The show just started, guys. Make sure so. This is the beginning of the show. Make sure you guys thumbs up the video. Make sure you guys thumbs up the video. Share the video if you can. And if you're new, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Also, guys, get a membership to the channel. Make sure you guys get memberships. But we're going to get, if you have a question that you're trying to take me off topic, if you're trying to take me off topic, you're going to have to super chat or send a super sticker, brother. You're trying to ask me a question and you haven't heard me say nothing yet. I haven't even gotten to the topic yet. Guys. I mean, we got into the topic, but, you know. But what's going on, guys? What's going on with modern people today? You know, there's a lot of unused potential that's floating around our communities. You know, we're living in a time period of self-destruction. Let me say it again. We're living in a time period of self-destruction, self-indulging. You know, we live in a time period where a lot of modern women feel liberated to do whatever they want to. And then at the end of the day, after they get through partying, doing what they want to do, then nobody really wants to marry them. There's no real connection. So it's going to be a time period where there's not going to be a lot of granddaddies and grandmothers that's together. Like back in the day, you had grandma, granddaddy, they was married for a long time and stuff like that. No, that's over. So what I notice is with this current state that we live in, the current state that we live in here in America is that a lot of modern American people are self-indulging. We live in one of the most careless times, you know, careless times ever. People could care less about you. Nobody wants to be nice to each other. You know, you'll be lined up with a man or a woman the whole time. They got another woman or a man. And the sad part about it is where's this leading us to? Where are we going? There's powerful people, guys. There's powerful people who actually are using strategy while everybody else is sitting around blind. There's powerful people while everybody else is sitting around blind who is expecting you, to be blind. They're expecting you to be sheep. You know, do you know that ancient civilizations had information about stonework, woodwork, and all different type of mathematicals, science with the plants and the herbs to do certain things, to manipulate the environment that people don't even know about no more. And this is what I'm telling people is that you got to go back to history to understand the present and to understand the future. So that's where we're getting to. This is where we're getting to, guys. So guys, make sure you thumbs up the video. If anybody want to scroll, anybody want to type through the comments, and anybody got any questions in the comments, we're gonna answer those questions real fast before we get back into the topic. So if anybody got any questions, now's the time. Before we get back into the topic. You have to go to the history to deal with toxic people and stress. The thing about it is the way to deal with toxic people and stress is to know who you is inside. Know who you is inside and be true to yourself. And all them other toxic people, if they say something, talk about you or something, laugh. Ha 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 ha. It doesn't faze me. And once they see that it doesn't faze you, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna either try harder or they're gonna keep it moving. So usually toxic people are put here to distract you. Maybe you're heading somewhere or they might be jealous of you. But we can't stop the way people look at us. What's up, Alex? We got Alex said hi. And with stress, it depends on how to deal with stress. It depends on what stress you out, because you have to know what stresses you out to know how to deal with stress. A random guy, I have a way you can deal with it. I know what you can do to deal with people in stress. Everybody in their moment think they got the answers, but ain't got the answers. You know, there's hitting, there's hidden knowledge. Hey, bro, you commenting too much, bro. How about that? I ain't block you. I put you in timeout. I ain't got time for people. You ain't super chatting. You just in the comments talking about a bunch of nothing. You're causing confusion. And that's the last thing that we need on this channel is to be confused. We already living in a time of um it's hard. It's not, you know, it's very difficult. Like you said, how do you deal with people in stress? There's a lot of ways to deal with it. But you have to be humble within yourself. And you have to do things for yourself to make yourself feel loved and feel good. You know, like they got different types of stress. Like, what type of stress are you in? Is it financial stress? Well, let's get back into the topic. So, guys, yeah, we live in a time period where being rude is popular. You know, we live in a time period where greed is popular. We live in a time period where being a single mother, I don't know who made that popular, but we do live in a time period where women have made being a single mother popular. Guys. So, the thing about it is, the thing about it is we had people on this planet long hundreds thousands of years before we got here, guys, who built cities, who built kingdoms, who built empires. And I seen a video, you know, of where carving, they was carving stone statues out of the mountainside. So if you don't think that there's some type of super magical power that's here on earth, that a lot of people don't know about, secret gateways, when you look at the pyramid, guys. Oh, thank you, brother. When you look at the pyramid, guys, you look at the pyramids and you look at all those tons of stones. People 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 and gods. That's why I tell people that I believe in multiple gods. Like, yes, I believe in Jesus. But do you know that there were civilizations here before Jesus was here, before Jesus was even born? And these people, they had their so-called gods. And a lot of people don't understand, don't understand that it's just too much for them. There's giants. I believe in all that. I believe in sea monsters. I believe in sea monsters. I believe in extra. I believe in life on other planets, guys. I believe that there was people and beings from other places who visited Earth back in the day. I believe in that. I believe in Bigfoot. I believe in all. I believe I don't put nothing past, because when you think about it, guys, modern people, we got to the point where we don't use our brains no more. It seems like that the people who came here before us in history had more sense than we had. They was capable of building structures that would stand a lot longer than a lot of our houses. Just like the pyramids have been here for what, thousands of years. You know, and when you look at it, and you see that this person or whoever had this knowledge of stone work. You see everybody had knowledge of stonework. You know, I don't know if the gods, around that time period taught the people how to go in the mountain and build a whole city. Like they got whole cities carved into mountains. The guys. And here we is, modern people worrying about paying rent. We worrying about paying rent. We worrying about Instagram. We worrying about everything else. And the only thing that's happening is self-destruction. When you have people from yesteryears who can go off and create a whole civilization out of nothing, out of merely nothing. A lot of us, I am not trying to influence nobody. I am not trying to influence just because I believe in multiple gods. I'm not trying to push this on anybody else to believe in what I believe in. But if you use your mind and actually go to some of these places, these ancient places, with, your mind will be baffled. Your mind will be baffled. Because personally, what I think is, I think that there has been multiple advanced human civilizations that was here before us, and they all got wiped out like the dinosaurs. Honestly, it's crazy. Stay Clever said favorite Barbara verse. I ain't got now. How about that? I ain't got. Like I told you, I believe in multiple gods, guys. If you guys want to talk about that, we're talking about ancient civilizations, and how modern people, we're worried about paying rent and buying houses for $300,000-$400,000. Paper, we're worried about paper that really doesn't mean nothing. We go to work every day for paper that really doesn't mean anything, when the real money is gold, jewels, and stuff like that. We had people in yesteryears could go off into a wooded area, a mountainside, the jungle, even an island, and create a whole civilization, create a whole empire out of out of limestone, out of hard rock. I done seen, we gotta get off and go see some of these ancient sites, man. Get inspired. It's crazy the things that we would do as modern people, you know, that is really supposed to be free. You should be able to go off in the woods or anywhere you want to and build your empire. But you know what comes with that, guys? Once you go off and you build your own empire, once you go and build your own empire, guys, the only thing that's going to happen is that they're going to say you can't do this here. Because all these countries that we live in right now as modern people, we have given up all our power to become kings. We have given up all our power. Hi, hi, hi. We have given up. Somebody say hi. Smoley King. What's up? We have given away all our power to become kings. Because all these countries, once there wasn't, the land been here. Then we had kingdoms where guys had more knowledge than the average people. Meaning that you have to have some type of knowledge and wisdom to build a kingdom. To build a kingdom out of brick. Think about that. 2,000 years ago. 10,000 years ago, guys. What type of knowledge do you think you had to have to build as a man? Build a kingdom, out of brick, and to raise an army. Guys, there's knowledge out here that's not being shared with the masses. There's real knowledge out here that has been lost with the past. Guys, that's why anytime we see ancient civilizations and stuff like that, like usually everybody tries to run archaeologists, geologists. The earth is not flat, fool. Archaeologists, geologists, they go to that site first because they try to, the different languages from the people in the past, they try to decode the messages because a lot of the messages and stuff that they had was magic. Guys, they knew how to manipulate stone and make it soft. I know you guys can see these same videos on YouTube, guys. I've been studying this for a long time. They got literally, they got this island, and on the island they got these statues that was built like fucking 4, 5, 10, who knows how long it's been. But they didn't have no type of machinery. They didn't have no type of cranes to move it. But when you go to this island, you will see that these people made these carvings out of the mountain, meaning that they had one that wasn't finished. It's like they abandoned it. It was like a statue of a person, a huge statue, and you could tell they was digging and they was molding it to be what it was in the mountainside. So this is why people like Adolf Hitler was so fascinated with ancient relics, paintings. This is the main reason why Caucasian people in America are fascinated with paintings, with history, with preserving the animals, the dogs, and stuff like that. Because they know that there's power that was given to people that has been lost in time. And people are looking for that. Don't you think you'll be very powerful if you can go up to a mountain, by yourself? Because I think a lot of this was made by, with not too many people. Like, because when you think about it, guys, when you think about it, how could 100 people, because the size of that stone human that was in the mountain, it was big enough for 100 people to work on it. But how will 100 people get this statue picture perfect, digging it out the mountain and carving it to what it's supposed to be in the mountain? And you think, and we're over here worried about rent. We're over here worrying about rent and buying $500,000 houses when we can go literally to the jungle. We can go to a mountain and build our kingdom. That's why I say modern people, we're just sheep in a bigger game. We're just sheep in a bigger game. Yes, there was giants. I believe in giants. That's one thing that I kind of was thinking on. I'm like, now a giant, even though you had a giant still would make mistakes. So that's why I'm thinking it had to be some type of magical power that these people had to do the stonework that they did back in the day. High advanced civilizations. High advanced civilizations, guys. Everybody know the president of the United States. The United States didn't just become the United States just because. Power came to the United States. Guys, power came to the United States. It's all of these big players in the world, Russia, China. These people have knowledge to command. They not only have knowledge, they have wealth. And they have enough wealth to build armies. And us, we're just the population. And they try to keep us in a spot where we're controlled. Like what I do. Get up and go to work every day. That's what I do. I get up and go to work every day. When I really don't have to do that. I can discover something. I can invent something. I can raise an army. And I could go against nations. But it starts with the knowledge. And that's what people don't understand. That's what most people do not understand, guys. Most people do not understand the knowledge of these ancient civilizations. People say that Zeus, Hercules, all these stories are fiction. And they wasn't. And they wasn't. Everybody say giants. Fiction. And it wasn't. Jeff C said, dude, it's all fake. No, it's not. You want to know how I know that it's not fake? He says that I'm delusional. You want to know how I know that it's not fake? We have spaceships going to space. We have spaceships going to space. That means that there's things on this earth. There's things on this earth that we haven't even tipped the iceberg with. We haven't even tipped the iceberg with the things on this earth. JD for sizzle in the building. Thanks for that gift. He talking about I'm delusional. But the thing about it is, guys, the thing about it is, go to Cairo, Egypt. Since you think I'm delusional, go to Cairo, Egypt, and take a tour to Cairo, Egypt, and stand in front of the pyramid and enjoy it. But when you stand there, look up. And people believe that regular slaves, people believe that regular slaves built the pyramids. I fool you not. People, it's all BS to keep you dumb. Why would the government tell you if they knew what really happened? Why would they tell you? It's power. You know, certain things people are not going to say. Certain things people are not going to say. I believe in the one-eyed Cyclops. I believe in David and Goliath. Yes, I do. I believe in Hindu. I believe in Buddha. I believe in Aladdin. I mean, Aladdin might be a little overboard, but Zeus, the gods coming from other planets, guys, you got to be crazy. You got to be crazy not to wonder, you know. And the thing about it is, to bust everybody's bubble, is that we're on a big ball, earth and water, floating in the middle of the fucking atmosphere. How about that? What if we just fall one? What if the planets just start bouncing around and stuff like that? You know, that's how a lot of people talk about I'm delusional. No, I'm not delusional. This is what it takes. You know, you have to be open-minded. There's creatures on this planet who live with us, and we never seen them before. People might get sneak peeks every now and then. You know, they might got their camera and accidentally see something. But there's people on this earth who, I mean, creatures, animals, and I wouldn't even doubt if there was another type of species of human on this earth right now that we don't even know about. You know, that's why I don't listen to a lot of these busters in the comments. We be having a lot of busters in the comments. So let's get to the comments. JD for shizzle. They finally shaped and moved 100-pound granite stones like puzzle pieces to build temples and walls. Amen. Praise the high power, God. Now you see what I'm saying. Praise the high power, God. We can't do it even now. That's because, guys, everything Everything has something to do with something. The fallen angels, you know, who we still trying to figure out who God is. Everybody talking about Jesus and stuff. We still trying to figure out God, the devil. You know, we still trying to figure out the fallen angels, the fight that was in heaven, the angels that fell from the universe out. You can see them like shooting stars falling from the heavens to earth. If you don't believe that, then you don't even believe in the Jesus you talk about. Yeah, the Nephilim. And that's what I'm saying. There's power. There's power that has been lost in time. That people have been using against other people. You think that nobody ain't stumbled upon? People have stumbled upon a lot of this information, and then it gets lost in history. A lot of it gets lost in the sauce because people don't know how to actually use it. Like you can just understand. Say for instance, I'm English. I'm English. Or back in the day, like way before Christopher Columbus or whoever else want to claim they've been to America first, which I don't give a damn. You know, well, I'm from Africa, but I'm not from Egypt. But me myself, before America was even thought of, I went to Egypt and I found systems of how to build, how to manipulate stone, how to manipulate things. But the thing about it is, Africa has a bunch of countries where everybody speaks different languages. So I go up there and I found I done rob graves. I'm over here robbing graves at the pyramids, and I got some gold. I got some seals, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I can't read it. And that was the problem. That was the problem. A lot of people can't read it. Everybody, everybody speaks different languages. So when you come across that scroll and you like, man, this scroll ain't nothing, you just throw it. You know, this scroll ain't nothing, but I'm gonna keep the gold. I'm gonna keep this and that. But you just threw away. You just threw away power. And that's the thing about it. And that's why we got so many people who try to decode and act like they know, especially Caucasian. Caucasian people are the main ones. You know, they think they slick. Everything's supposed to be theirs, and that's a lie. You know, this earth is for everybody. It's not just for one race. You know. And they'll go somewhere and they'll try to decode everything. Decode everything so they can keep all the power, the gold to themselves. But just saying, bro, we gotta wake up, man. We have to wake up. Triple LDW 516. Your mama raised a punk. You trick. And now you blocked from the channel, homeboy. Mud Life said, shut the F up. That's why I told your mama when I was banging her, boy. Now you're blocked from the channel. How about that? If you guys want to come on the comments, come in the comments talking crazy, like, shut the F up. Why are you even on my video? It's crazy. Why are you even on the video? You ain't showing no type of love. He said, sorry, black man. Oh, you said something too? Let's see. Let's go back. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. Absolutely insane. So I wanted to come in today to rant, rant about history, about the present, and about the future. He said, "Can I call you, Unc? Can you super chat me? How about that? Can you super chat me? Can you support the channel in any type of way? How about that? How about that? Da 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 da. Can I? Can I? Can I? Can I? How many of you guys want me to open the call line up, guys? How many type one in the chat if you guys want me to open the call line up? Well, I'm gonna post my number. We can't do it. My other phone's dead. We're gonna have to wait for a while because my other phone's dead right now. And so, guys, I really appreciate it if you guys would get a membership to this channel because some days we're gonna have members only chat. Members only. Members only get exclusive perks on this channel. You know, and right now I only have one member. I only have one member, but eventually we're gonna have a bunch of members. Can I give you work? What are you talking about? Give me work. What are you talking about? Give me work. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, guys. What are you talking about? About. You know, we live in a time period. We live in a time period of self-destruction. All the culture that everybody had, that everybody have, because everybody does have some type of culture. You know, um, African Americans, we kind of, as myself as an African American, we have an American culture until we get our own culture. We have an American culture because we celebrate American holidays. We celebrate 4th of July, stuff like that. We're Americans, African Americans. You know, like it's not like we're from Nairobi or Kenya or you know we probably was back. Our ancestors probably was back there, but we're Americans. You know, it's crazy. Shout out to black people all over the world, man. I seen black people in China. They got Africans, but they're not African Americans. They're Africans. They got Africans in China, Russia, Africans in United Kingdom. The African Americans, we just starting to get out of America and go places. You know, but we are American though. It's the crazy part about it. So guys, once my phone charges, We're gonna open the call line up because we got some people who type. If you want to call into the show, type one in the chat. Type one in the chat. Ugh. K Foster 2002 said, MF smoking. Mind your business. Mind your business. How about that? Mind your business. Mom, mind your business. Mind your business. Can you mind your business, please, sir? Please, sir, mind your business. It's crazy, guys. How many guys want me to open the call log up? He said Alabama or Auburn. Yeah, you know I gotta go with Bama, bro. But they still in the SEC, so it can. It just depends. Like I haven't really been following on Bama like that. I haven't been even betting on Bama. I don't think I haven't betted on. I done betted on a lot of college players. Oh, Bama already won. No, I don't think that game happened yet. I could have sworn that they played Saturday. I think, you know. Ugh. The Iron Bowl already happened. Oh, I missed it now. Yeah, he said that in Cali they smoking 3.5 blunts, and I'm gonna tell you this, that's a waste of weed. And I stayed in Cali before. I stayed in San Diego, and a lot of people have never smoked chronic before. A lot of people chronic, the California chronic, that California chronic, guys. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. The California Chronic. I remember one time I was in high school. I was in high school and I skipped school with my homeboy to go get high. I skipped high school to go get high with my homeboy. And they real. Oh, yeah. And fucking, we go to his crib. We go to his crib in Cali. We in San Diego. We go to his crib in Cali, and he pulls out uh one of those things that people put their clothes in. You know, them totes. He pulls out a tote out of the closet with chronic. He pulled out a chronic bud. And I ain't talking about just I ain't talking about one of them, because back in the day there was $20 for a bud. He goes in the closet and opens that tote, and it's a candy cane. Chronic. It was a candy cane. Chronic bud that was shaped just like a fucking candy cane. And that's not all he had in that tote. When I tell you we got twisted that day, I'm talking about he had the homemade bomb. You know, you fucking get a soda bottle, you cut the bottom of the soda bottle, you on the top, you make it where you can put the weed and you light it and you push it down in the water and pull it up, ain't nothing but smoke. I'm talking about I smoke strawberry kush, chronic. We had some shit called mech from Mexico. Some mech. Got down. When I tell you, after I smoked that shit, got down, and I went back to school after I smoked that shit. The only thing I remember when we left the house, we got a ride, and I was got down. Then it was so beautiful, bro. Cali's so beautiful. You hear me? You see the palm trees and shit. You see the palm trees, and I'm seeing colors. I'm talking. That's how, like, most people. You know, I don't know if y'all still got that real chronic. I know Cali gotta have that real chronic, bro. But most people, I have never, ever seen anybody in this country with chronic except in Cali. You know, I stayed in Cali for like 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And I could take a chronic bud and you're not gonna smoke that whole chronic. I don't give a fuck who you think you is. You know, I mean, maybe some real Cali dudes probably can do it. You hit that bitch 2 times, 2, 3 times. You hit that bitch 2, 3 times, bruh. You're gonna sit there. I'm gonna be sitting there looking at like I'm on live right now. I'm just sitting there, not blinking or nothing. Geeked, stuck, like high as a mug. Yeah. Oh yeah, I had some good experiences in Cali, man. Yeah, Cali was that spot, bro. Yeah, Cali was that spot before. This was before marijuana was legal too. God down. I'm talking about like plenty. Anywhere you go in Cali, is bud. And the beautiful women, the palm trees, motherfucking. You got people got oranges growing on their trees and lemons, oranges and lemons on the trees. I'm got down stealing oranges. Some of the most sweetest oranges I ever tasted in my life. Got down for Cali. That was back in the day, man. Wish you know, I be trying to go back in time, guys, but we going to the future. You can't go back in time, bro. Like this shit crazy. Oh, it was Jay said, what school did you attend? What is do? I went to Castle. I went to a school called Castle Park. They had the middle school and the high school. The high school was right up the hill. Yeah, I went to Castle Park Middle School and High School. And I stayed in Chula Vista. Chula Vista, Cali. Chula Vista, California, and San Diego. And I used to like driving to LA, driving through that Orange County way, through the mountains and shit. Man, that shit beautiful as fuck, bro. He said, Jesus love you. He's the only way to get into heaven. You know, a lot of us ain't going to heaven, so drop them draws, cuz, and I ain't. Can't Cartier diamonds, and I ain't. Oh, bro, I gotta use the bathroom, bro. I'ma holler at y'all, bro. I'm getting old, so when it comes, it comes. You hear me? I gotta go now. But I appreciate you guys for stopping through, man. Like, share, subscribe. And I'ma holler at you.